Hello everybody, welcome to end of day update, and we can start with this indicator. You can see very nice trade on Bitcoin we had today. Bitcoin fell from sell zone, which are these red lines, to the buy zone, and it bounced. It came to, so basically these green lines are standard deviation. The closer we get to the third one, that's a better buy, and Bitcoin just hit that. And same thing on the upside. So the closer we go to the top band, that's a perfect shot. And you can see here this morning, it was a perfect shot around 6:30 a.m. To all the way down, 5.5% profits here. It's like a massive shot here. And now we are now in the neutral zone. This white line is the neutral zone. That's where we are ending up right now. You can see here Bitcoin was near sell zone. You can see whenever it comes to, if I zoom out a bit, you can see how nice this indicator is working. You can see even here it went above third standard deviation. Perfect shot. So had you shorted here to all the way down here, 6.41% profits. Okay, this is unbelievable. Amazing profits here. So anyhow, easy trades on crypto, easy 6% profit in a day. What else you need? Anyhow, I share these indicator details pre-market with my subscribers. I have a chat Discord. There's a link in the description of this video. You can join server for free. But if you want to know about these indicator, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and there's a link there. All right. Okay. Same thing. Let's go to US 500. Let's try to go to daily chart, and let's add another indicator here, which is normal moving averages, which is this one. And let's go with maybe let's start with Bitcoin, since we were in the Bitcoin phase. You can see here very nicely. Actually, let's look at futures and see how Bitcoin is doing, because they show us gaps. So you can see there's a gap here. You can see my projection here. Gap around 34,165. How did I get this gap? If I go to 1 hour chart, hide this indicator, you can see Bitcoin on exactly this day here. If I zoom in, this day here, which is Sunday, 29th of October, gap up, all right? And we never came to close this gap, all right? So go to daily chart. So I think still there's potential for Bitcoin to go a little bit lower. Let me bring indicator back on so you can see here. So you can see this will also act as a support, this rising 20 EMA, this white line is rising 20 EMA. So it's still possible from where we are now, Bitcoin can still come around 6% down and fill this gap. Okay, remember this 34,165 is a nice area. This is first gap. Now the second gap here around 29,760, and third gap 26,305, and then fourth gap is around 20. So all these gaps will be filled, but they don't need to fill right now. It can happen later on. I don't know when, next year, who knows. But for now, it looks like this first gap is very possible, getting very close to this first gap. So look to buy around 34,165 whenever you get that. Also, you can see here what's going on. You can see Bitcoin here made an equal high, and I got a red dot here. I got a red dot on 14th of November on this candle, okay? And I did not get a green dot yet. So if you get a red dot, you got to be careful until you get green dot. So it could be selling, and you can see background, this RSI was showing this is very oversold. So this is where you want to take profits. Okay, so anyhow, be careful on Bitcoin. There's, I think, a very nice opportunity to buy coming very soon. 34,165, that fails this next gap here, 29,815, and there's also this massive support here. So you can buy around here, and also this trend line. So that could be the next opportunity too. So be mindful of that. Do not just spend all your money here. Just be cautious and look. So the other thing is Bitcoin broke out of this resistance. You can see massive resistance. Let me quickly hide this line. You can see there was massive resistance here. This was support, resistance here, resistance here. So we broke out. We never backtested it. Right? So we never backtested it. So it's quite possible Bitcoin can even come down all the way here to backtest and find buyers here before it bounces. So just be mindful of that. Do not be too bullish. Look to take profits if you have profits. This is not the time to buy Bitcoin. You can see this massive move up. Whenever you get massive moves up, you get massive moves down. All right? Always move down, move up. Okay? You can see move down, then stay move up. So now we also got move up, move down, another move up. So maybe we'll get all the way down here, and then we buy buyers. Then we find buyers. So that's quite possible. So be mindful of that. All right, so that covers Bitcoin, and then let's go to Ethereum. Same thing. You can see it's massive resistance here. Now it is coming back very close to the support, 1850. Uh, Looking to hold that. Okay, so Ethereum is a bit stronger than Bitcoin, but this is the area. If Bitcoin falls, this can fall too, but it's coming closer to support around 1800, 1850 is a massive area to support. All right, so look to buy there. Look to buy there. So Ethereum can come here and then it will try to bounce. Okay, that's most likely what's possible. This is a big resistance here. You can see I draw already a red box here. Let me expand that. This massive area around 2000, 2100, massive resistance, not going to be easy, all right, for Ethereum to break. All right, so we're done with crypto. Let's go to traditional market, US 500, which is S&P 500. You can see here, looks like it was a flag, little bit of flag. So you can see this bounce. This is a live future, so you can see this bounce, flagging, and then breaking out. And if you do a measured move, let's say if it's going to be a flag, right, and if it's going to bounce, so this flag is now breaking out, it can go to new highs, all right. You can see in small time frame, if this is going to turn out right, there's a gap here. This is Fitch downgrade gap. It happened on 2nd of August. So I'm looking for this gap fill and even higher than that. So new all-time high. So, and if I take the percentage away from here, we are still around 1.4% away. All right. So that's possible. And that's what I'm looking for. Let me bring this. Oh, another thing. Also, this trend line here, you can see this trend line. Now, the different ways to draw it, and that can be also a big resistance. So we are looking for around. So let me zoom in a bit, zoom out. So around 4700 would be the next target if this thing works out good. So just be careful. Be careful shorting. Now, short term, when I bring this indicator back on, short term, there is possibility we could get a little bit of, it's a straight move, okay? It is possible we could get a little bit of downwards pressure because you can see all this green line is too far away. Usually whenever we go too far away from green line, we come back to touch green line. Whenever we go far away, we come back to get touch green line. So it is possible we can come a little bit down, but it's just consolidating. So if it just stays here, that will also give time for green line to catch up. Also, we have a bull trend. What does that mean? The fastest line, which is green line, then this is 10 EMA, 20 EMA, white line, 50 EMA, red line, 50 SMA, yellow line, 50 EMA, 50 SMA, red line, and light blue and dark blue are 200 EMA and 200 SMA. So all the fastest line is moving to the top, and all of them are stacking to the upward. So this is called a bull trend. And right now, all these will act as a support. So if you get any dump, this will act as a support, and then it will go and bounce. And if I look at cash index SPY, you can see here there's a gap here. This massive gap, I don't know when it's going to fill, but even if you get a little bit dip to fill this gap, it's around 440.81. That's a good area to buy before we go bounce again. And then again, there's a gap here as well. You can see Fitch downgrade gap. That's around 456.18. So that's the next target from here. So from here, that's the next target to buy. All right. Also, overall, if you look, this could be a massive flag as well. Okay, so it could bounce and just go to new high. That's what I think will happen. So yeah, be mindful of that. All right. So all these green lines are gaps to fill. They will be filled at some point. I don't know when, but as of now, it looks like they want to do this measured move, and then looks like they want to go to 456 sooner than later. And let me show you another chart of NDX. Let's go with Nasdaq right now. I wanted to show you this chart I show to people every week a couple of times so that you guys know how things are lining up. So you can see here on Nasdaq, if I go to 3 moving average, this indicator, you can see this is weekly chart. Actually, I need to delete these because all these gaps are filled. So you can see very nicely all the gaps are filled on Nasdaq, and you can see it's testing the highs now, actually very close to the top. And you can see here in a bull market, price comes between green and red line and then bounce. Okay, so it's like a car going on a highway. We ran out of gas, came back, fill it, and then bounce. I will show you here. You can see same thing in a bull market. This is weekly chart. We go on a highway, come back to fill the gas, go fill the gas, go fill the gas, fill the gas. So we just keep going higher. You can see here time and time again we do that. All right, every time we come between green and red line, fill the gas and bounce. So this could be just a start. Okay, so there is a lot more way ahead for Nasdaq to go. So new highs are possible. I think it's most likely coming very soon. And from here, previous high, which is around 6% away, that's my target. So so just be careful. We could go a little bit lower. That's quite possible. We could go a little bit lower. And you can see green line is also going higher. So we can definitely touch green line and then bounce. That's also a possibility. You can even go a little deeper. So even if that happens, that's going to be high or low. But I don't know if it's going to happen. So don't just blindly short. So just wanted to show that indicator here. And let's go back to our traditional indicator, and let's go back to triple Qs, which is Nasdaq is a cash index. So you can see there is a gap here. I don't know if it's going to fill first or bounce, and you can see very nicely Nasdaq triple Qs. Green lines are gaps, the downwards gaps. They will be filled at some point. I don't know when. So you can see we had a bounce, broke out of this resistance trend line. A lot of people tried to short. People got burnt. They broke out, back test, and now just we are bouncing. Okay, so the measured move for this kind of graph can be same as what I showed you. So from here, we came here, right? Now back test this, and now we're going higher. So from here, I'm looking for new highs around 402, 403. All right, that's my target. It doesn't have to go straight, but if you are patient, don't try to time the market. Even if you get this dip, look for that higher prices. So that's what I think is happening. And again, on triple Qs also, we have bull trend, all high, the fastest moving average is pointing to the top, slowest is to the bottom, and we are getting ready for a massive bull run here. And Dow Jones, this is 30 companies. Same thing here, massive gap. There's also a gap here around top. So I think 352 is what we are looking for. I don't know when this gap will fill, but it will be filled. But look for this next target here. IWM Russell. You can see this projection here. Sorry guys, I'm feeling a bit tired. But anyhow, you can see this trend line here. Nice trend line. Broke out, back tested this trend line nicely here, but it has to hold now. All right, we're above all moving averages, except it got rejected on this 200 EMA rejection, but now we have to hold this trend line. So far it's holding, and it can bounce here. So I want to see IWM bounce right now. All right, so that's on traditional market. And VIX was up, just consolidating. You can see this cycle low here coming mid of December. So looking for more lower prices on VIX. That's going to be bullish for the overall market. Okay, let's look at commodities. Gold, massive move, more than 1.4% move. You can see nicely, those who are following me, they know. So you can see this zone here, support zone, buy zone. So we broke out, back test, and we're just going higher. So nothing changed. I think it's heading higher to new highs. Silver was up. Oh, massive upgrade on silver. You can see silver now above this trend line. Very nice news. Above all moving averages, silver is looking really bullish, and I think it's getting ready for new highs as well. Natural gas, there was a gap. I think it's filled now, so I can delete this green line. You can see. So now it can still go a little bit lower, but there are no gaps to the downside. Okay, so this is where you want to buy natural gas. There are multiple gaps, yellow gaps to the top. If you can hold, do not buy leverage ETF, but if you can hold, first gap is almost 10%, 11% away. Crude oil, massive dump, nothing changed. You can see resistance. I drew like this line before. Those who watch me, bear flag, dump, back test, dumps on lower highs and lower lows. Okay, now we're in massive support area. I do expect buyers to jump in here, and this is where you want to buy crude oil. If you're bullish on crude oil stocks, this is where you want to buy. Now, if you fail, then it's going to go to 65. That's the last target. But for now, I think we should find a little bit of buyers, because this was, you can see here, a lot of times we were making lower lows, bounce, lows, bounce, bounce, bounce. So this is the idea. If you like crude oil stocks, you should be looking to buy here, like XOM, CNQ. This is your area to buy. All right, look at Apple, gap up. This gap is still not filled. So look to buy any. We could get this gap fill. If that happens, look to buy next another target 195. All the gaps are filled here. Earnings gap are filled. This Fitch downgrade gap is next target. Tesla down 3.8%, but finding support on this 50 EMA. Now gap down. There's another gap here. I don't know if it's going to go straight up to fill this gap or come down. If it comes down to fill this gap around 224, look to buy. Netflix. just keep going higher. This next target is 475, so looking for new highs. Microsoft, Beast, keep going higher. No divergence. You can see no divergence. What does that mean? It keeps going higher. RSI going higher, but it's very, very oversold short term. If we get a pullback, look to buy on this. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Let's see if we still have this gap. Little bit of gap here. Actually, I need to turn regular trading hours. You can see a little bit of gap, very little. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this. There is no gap here. So that gap is filled. There are now these gaps here, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Any pullback, look to buy. Right now, it's looking very, very oversold. You can see RSI is green on the background. Google still a lot of way to go. Next targets are here, 140. Facebook, Meta, this gap looks like it's filled. If I go to 1 hour chart, yeah, we gap down and we fill this gap, so we can delete this. So now looking for other two targets, 357 and 360. Amazon was down today, but massive recovery, holding support here. So this green line is acting as a support, so looking for backtest of this trend line. Snowflake's 1.26% down. Again, finding support on this. There was a gap also, so this gap is filled now. This gap was created on 14th of November. Fill this gap, finding support on this 200 EMA, looking for a bounce. NVDA, know what to say. It's like getting ready for new highs. That's it. Nothing much to say. Earnings are soon on 21st of November, so be careful. If you're in profits, look to take profits. Looks like it's very oversold short term. AMD also looking nice, looking for new highs. Everything is good. Toronto Stock Exchange flat today, finding support on this blue line, which is 200 SMA. If you get a dump, look to fill that gap fill will be nice. Hang Seng Index, Alibaba had bad day, but you can see it broke out of this trend line. So now it's developing another trend line. So just look to buy on the tags of this trend line, Hang Seng Index. So any dips on this trend line, look to buy. Bond market, nice, back on this resistance area, so nothing changed. Needs to break this resistance area to be bullish again. Commodities, copper, nothing, just came to buy box and bouncing. Palladium trying its best. Next resistance is around 1140. Wheat in the buy range. Corn, new lows with divergence on RSI, so momentum is building higher. It needs to break this resistance around 4.78. Soybeans, look to buy all the dips in the green box. And sugar, also looking for this trend line touch before it can go higher, so look to buy sugar there. Gold miners, Newmont Mine, 0.52% rejection. So give me a second. Sorry about that. So anyhow, Newmont Mine, biggest gold miner, got rejected on this 20 EMA, and looks like it wants to fill this gap. Gold miner, GDX, this gap is still not filled, guys. Tried to fill this gap, massive pump in the morning and then rejected. I think it wants to fill this gap, so if it comes to 27, look to buy here. Let's quickly scan through sectors. New highs on tech sector, sky's the limit. No divergence on RSI, bullish chart. XLE, right where I want to buy. This is where you want to buy XLE, nicely near the support zone. This is where you should be looking to buy XLE, energy sector. XLV, healthcare, nice above this trend line, very, very nice trend line, holding nicely. Next breakout will be very bullish. It's finding resistance on 50 EMA and 50 SMA. If it breaks above this, it's going to be really bullish. XLU, utilities sector. Let's go to 1 hour chart and see if this gap is filled. No, this is a gap up, it's still not filled. So go back to daily chart. So you can see here, XLU gapped up, and there's a gap here, but also this is a massive support area. So even if you come down, look to buy. So I think most likely we could come down a little bit, buy here, then we're going to go higher. All right. So utility stocks usually give nice dividends. So look to get dividends here. Look to find stocks under XLU. You can Google it. Industrial flat, looking for this gap fill. Again, it will just do whatever S&P 500 will do. real estate sector. Looking for, I don't know if it's going to fill the gap soon, but if it not, look for this next two price targets. Financial sectors also, nice thing is it's above this trend line, financial, so holding it nicely. I don't know if we're going to get this pullback anymore because things are looking bullish, but we will get it at some point. I don't know when. Next targets are here. KRE, Regional Bank ETF, looking for resistance on this 50, 200 SMA. Looking for gap fill before we go higher. Shopify, nothing changed. Price above all moving averages. Looking for new high, next target, no divergence on RSI. Okay, so starting to become a little bit oversold. So overbought here. So look to sell and take profits. Cisco down 10%. Let's look at Cisco. And let's hide these EMA lines, and you can see this whole area. Nice, it's bouncing from a support area here. You can see this whole area. Nice support here, all right? Right in the support area. So it can consolidate here for a little bit while. Look to buy in this range where it is exactly right now. I have to update these gaps here, but for now, looking good. Disney's up. Haven't seen these charts, so it came right from the buy box and now bouncing good. And I think Walmart had a bad earnings too. Walmart, so this gap is done. Now, Walmart is also near, actually, sorry, there's a gap here. I think that's the target, 154.74. Again, Walmart has this nice area of support. All right, look to buy near this gap fill around 154. All right, guys, I think this is helpful. If you're still here, if you like what you see, please hit the like button on your way out, and please share with your friends and family. I will really appreciate, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.